Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for...
I told him when I come back, we're going swimming. So, tell everybody thank you for them. Скажи, дякую.
Дякую.
Не, английский.
Thank you.
Thank you, что? Very much. Еще раз.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Future president of Ukraine right here. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to you tonight from Ukraine. We're live. I will have Rick joining me here in a minute. He likes being on Rick time, but I don't work on Rick time. I'm trying to help him out. John Cromwell, welcome to you, my friend. Here he comes right over my shoulder now. We're going to have a good time. Your seat's right here, brother. Let me just say some hellos here. John Cromwell, thanks, guys. Welcome to you. There's even Rick sending a comment, and he's right beside me.
How did you do that?
Ronnie Franken. Hi, Rick and Greg. Good to see you again. Rick Berry, Slava Ukraina. Gerum Slava, I say to you. M35, Ben Vids, welcome to you. Hoof-hearted. I'm slow when I pronounce your name. Hoof-hearted. Blonde Bombsheller, welcome. Great moderator here on YouTube and in Discord. Prepper Nation H. I'm at work, but I'm listening in. Pete Heikkinen, welcome to you, sir. Nikki Hill, welcome to you. Hubert, my man. That is the WASP supplier right there. Hubert, welcome to you, my friend. Let me get that out of my way so I can see. Darren Vaughn, welcome, sir. Heather Wiley, welcome to you. I think you're from the southern part of the United States. Haji, I'm trying to remember. Hello, everyone. Malcolm Bills, you've been with me since the beginning, my friend, and look what we've all accomplished together to help Ukraine. Lisa, welcome to you from Minneapolis. S.L. Ferguson in the house. Appomattox, Virginia. I got that one memorized. I'll be down your way soon, brother. I'll be in Virginia in a few weeks. Nikki Hill with the hearts there. Petra Olson with the non-smoking initiative. Hello from Sweden. Inz 100. Welcome to you. Getter, hello from Sweden. Weebit Fury. Oh, a live with Rick. Yes. And then I'm going to be on a live with Rick later.
Today. Like live offline, as we call it.
Brian Slava Ukraina from Calgary. Welcome to you. Aili Lassetti. Welcome to you there. Sup, guys? Petra Olson, there's the 129 Swedish Krones non-smoking initiative. For those of you who do not know, Petra gave up her smoking to support Ukraine. Numpty Bumpty, welcome to you. And by the way, I love that name. Numpty Bumpty, that reminds me of Humpty Dumpty. And Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And basically what you have there is, that's going to be Vladimir Putin sitting on a wall and going to have a fall.
Do you know the Russian version of Numpty Bumpty?
I do not.
I mean, Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty.
Do you want to learn?
No.
No, okay.
You said Russian version.
Well, I'm not sure it's Ukrainian.
But you know, you're the one always saying, I don't want to have anything to do with Russia. I don't want to hear about Russia. And now you want to teach me Russian
I just
history.
don't call something Ukrainian that is Russian, you know?
We'll learn it. Irma Westerpack, welcome to you. Pat Schoaf, welcome to you from Pennsylvania. Keith Kane, love you, brother. Welcome. Apatalks, welcome to you, my friend.
Hello, all the rollers in the chat.
Rollers are in
Happy to
here
see you.
rolling. Nunu, welcome to you. Collective hello. Jompy, 151. Little Fox, hey, from the Boston, Massachusetts area. LJ Boone at work, but listening. Martin Cotarils, do permoga. Da. Muy saglasen. Darren Vaughn, hold it. Okay. Wait a second. Darren Vaughn. I'm taking my earbuds off. Okay, guys, y'all just pause a second. Darren Vaughn, you live. Okay, this is nuts. Okay, you live beneath Appomattox in Buckingham. Would love to meet you. Darren, I was born in Lynchburg, Virginia. I grew up in Buckingham, Virginia, at Sprouse's Corner, eating at the Tasty Freeze, running through the woods with my cousins. I am a native of exactly where you're at, and I guarantee you, we know the same people. Oh, it's done, brother. We will meet up. Thank you for that. Dunk on You 23 in the house Discord. Woo. Larry, Katola, welcome from Finland, sir. Duncan Stewart on top of the hour. Cheryl Waitley, welcome to you. As Dunk on You says, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm just blown away, the dudes from Buckingham. Natugla HK, welcome from Norway.
Hello, Hildegun. Happy to see you.
Oh, thank you for that. Well, go ahead. I'm not even going to try to pronounce Ulricehamn Oblast. Justin C., welcome to you. All right, well, let's get to it, guys. Thank you all. Oh, that's the wrong thing.
All right, guys, for the live stream tonight,
I hit the
we're
wrong
here
button.
Everything is broke.
making some final preparations here on the.
As they say, you know. I
No,
think they're
it's
on
all
broken
good.
and
Did you hear that? I'm going to come back to that in a minute. All right, I'm going to take these out of my ear so we can talk. And Rick, tonight's going to be a good night. Dunk on You. Thank you for that $20 super chat there, my friend. And howdy, Greg and Rick. Oh, I think a bromance is rolling. Listen, I don't kiss the young men in Ukraine. I just kiss the old men, like Wasp, kissed Peter, Pavel Ivanovich. Rick will get a hug, but no kisses from all the grandmas. So it's gonna be good. So Rick, here's the plan, guys. Tonight it's Saturday night in Ukraine. We're actually under air alarm now. It's been air alarming all day, and I'm going to show you guys more about that in just a few minutes. But there's a few things we want to talk about, and for the most part, we want to talk about good news tonight. And also want to throw you guys in the direction of Rick's NAFO truck fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so make sure you get to Rick to his campaign. Right now, the armored vehicles are near us, and we've been working on those all day. For those of you that are aware of that, and we will be delivering those. Keith Kane, let's see here. Greg, can we send money for treats for inside the snatches, especially for 67th? Keith Kane, you absolutely can. Just shoot me an email so I know, and we'll make sure that we get there for sure. Aloha from Buffalo, New York. Lancaster, really. My home is 3 hours from Buffalo right now, where I live now, but not where I'm from, as I found out there is somebody in my chat from my hometown. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. The world is a small place.
It is a small place. Let's talk about good news. You ready? So tonight, guys, I'm going to stream until about 9:45, and then I'm going to go and get some ice. Do you like the temperature of my room? A little chilly?
Yeah, chilly.
Good.
You like it that way?
I do. I like it chilly. And then I'm going to be joining the Shills at 10 for a while, and then Rick is starting his Sunday evening stream tonight.
Yes, at 10. I started at 10, so basically 51 minutes from now.
Mm-hmm.
Then Greg promised me to come after the Shills. After some 45
I will
minutes.
come.
Yeah, I mean,
I
the
will,
schedule.
I think I'm going to do. So I'm very good friends with the owner of where we're staying here, wherever we're at, which we can't tell you. So what I think I'm going to do is just have security come and open the door and escort me in. And
you mean like
the hotel security?
Maybe the whole SWAT.
We could bring.
SWAT?
Well, we could bring some SWAT. We've got a lot of good friends in the area where we're at. We've been helping this area since the beginning of the war. So when you do that month after month after month after month, really, it's just amazing how many friends you develop. And now this is your second time in this area with us, and you're beginning to see similar people. You just phoned me before the stream started, and you were down there chatting with a guy whom you met last time.
With Eddie. Guys, you remember Eddie? I've been posting video of him playing piano together with Greg, actually. And he's happy to see us, and he is very upset that we have to work the whole evening and not...
I will go down and greet him.
everything.
The problem is when I go down there, they make me play the piano.
Yeah.
But I think tonight I'm going to drop something on them.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to play the Ukrainian anthem
Okay.
in a smooth jazz format.
So when are you planning to do that?
I will do that when you're streaming, right at the beginning of your
Okay.
stream.
Okay.
Because by the time we finish here and I get down there, Eddie always makes me play, and the owner always makes me play. So I'm going to drop the Ukrainian anthem on them in a smooth jazz tonight.
That means I miss it.
No,
but-
we can film it tomorrow. We can film it tomorrow. We'll record that little Fox 25. So let's go back. I feel like I'm with my twin brother here, but you're not my twin. Zhenia's my twin. But let's go back to here. Rick, I'm going to call the news, get your response. On the technical stuff, I got a couple of things I'll share. But some good news. 103 free today. 23 of
them
which were Azov.
Yes.
And I know that that is a passion of yours.
It
As
is.
it is all of ours, but specifically yours, because every Sunday
Yeah.
you leave your home, you go down to the Azov rally, wherever it's happening, and you live stream it for the world to see. So for that, we want to say thank you, and I hope when you see things like this, it brings some joy for
High
you.
five.
Yeah, man, it's good work. So you see the results of your work.
You know, it's important, just a small comment. It's important, guys, to shout about Azov, but not only about them. Airborne of Ukrainian army also haven't been exchanged, and we need to press our government, we need to press international community with those rallies. I believe they work. Maybe just a tiny bit, because it's really hard to work against Russia, you know, and to really have some results. But it works. And guys, thank you for becoming the part of that community, because a lot of protesters there, they already know my community. And if you guys from Grass community want to come to that stream someday, they would also know you. You'll have the chance to ask those people anything. There are some volunteers, some military, also some former prisoners of war. Greg, did you know that I interviewed a few of them? Pretty awesome.
And just so folks know,
Experience.
in my description of every video, I have a link to Rick's channel. So I have a link to Professor Gertis, to Johnny. Your channel is always linked to my description. So please just go there and you can get to all of Rick's stuff. Justin C, $9.99 super chat. Hello from Justin C. Greg and Rick, love to you, the soldiers, medics, volunteers, and all of Ukraine from Iowa, USA, Slava Ukraini.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
And Heroям Slava.
And Iowa. Love it. Now, if I have to do this or I'm going to get in trouble here, my wife is in the chat. Hello, husband. Love you. Hello, Rick. Y'all take care of each other.
I will take care of him, don't worry.
Yes.
Not
he
only
will.
not only he takes care of me, guys.
We take care of each other. And Jumpy 151 saying, Holly, thank you for lending us your husband again. And Hoof Hearted. Hello, Holly, good to see you with that. And Talking Bloke referring to the Azov, be their voice to those that are still in captivity. Additionally, today, there was some Kraken guys released.
Oh,
there was
I didn't know that.
Yes, there was a couple of Kraken guys released. And
may I also comment on the prisoners of war topic?
You do
I mean,
anything
the
you want.
exchange.
Please.
I know that you have a schedule, you know, it's all tight. We gotta hurry up and distribute
No,
shirt.
Let me ask you a question. What time's your stream start?
At Rick's time.
At Rick's time. But Rick's time tonight is 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So we gotta be there by that time. I gotta
Yes,
be
you
there
do.
by that time. And you a bit later.
Yes.
So, you know what, guys, about the exchange. An extraordinary event happened. Not in like an event, but precedent. Two exchanges in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's never been happening before. Russians desperately need to take their conscript soldiers, the young ones, young conscripts, take them back home. They are requesting these exchanges themselves, and they are even willing to give the Azov soldiers back. Yesterday, first time in 1.5 years, 15 of them came back home. 23 more today. 38 in total. Guys, it's around 700 of them in captivity by the time before the day before yesterday. So we really need to keep working on that because more than 600 of them are still in captivity. 38 only came back. That's the matter unsolved.
Hold this up to your ear. Don't stick it in because I don't want your earwax in my earbuds, okay? But just hold it up to your ear and let's do this. Check this out, guys. These are the guys returning today. Very cool. Additionally, I love this right here. Check this out.
Україні! Героям слава! Слава Україні! Героям слава! Слава Україні! Героям слава! З поверненням, хлопці!
Welcome back, boys.
Yes. So
Thank
very,
you.
very cool there. And, I will tell you also, I watched a video a little while ago, and I was going to translate it, but I chose not to, just for lack of time. Maybe I will later. It was a returning soldier today on the bus being interviewed, and the lady interviewing him was updating him on the war.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that
Yeah,
too.
it was very, very, very cool.
May I say what was there? Like, in that video? Just
Yeah,
like-
you
like-
can. It
yeah.
was talking about Zaporizhia. He was talking about the F-16s. He was talking about taking that we were in Kursk, and
Yeah, yeah.
then he's like, "Seriously, yeah." Yeah.
You know that in Russian captivity, they constantly tell them that there's no Ukraine anymore. Everything is occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is Russian now. And when they come back home, just imagine how surprised they are to hear that actually Kursk Oblast is now under our temporary occupation. I'm not afraid of this word because occupation can be legal if the victim of aggression occupies the territory temporarily, territory of the aggressor. It is actually justified by international law.
Well, we're going to talk about that technically in just a minute because there is some news that is just coming in within the last hour in regard to the Kursk region, and I'm going to give that to you guys in just a minute here. I want you to tell you this. This is important. Ukraine starting to produce their own 155 millimeter shells. This is the NATO standard. And guys, this is so important. I want you to think with me for a second creatively, okay? It's not that Ukraine needs munitions, which they desperately do.
We do.
But when I'm hoping, when nations of the world see Ukraine desperately trying to additionally help themselves as well as ask the world to help, that even brings further validity to what they're doing. It's that destroys the Russian propaganda that Ukraine is just sitting around begging for stuff, taking it, selling stuff, being corrupt. It destroys that narrative. So yes, this is good that they're manufacturing now, just beginning 155 millimeter shells. But the reality is that is positive in multiple directions, and it's a good testament to Ukrainians.
The only thing bothers me about this news is that Zelensky was saying the same thing last year. We started producing our 155 millimeter shells, and the same news comes. That bureaucracy inside our government is so it's slowing down everything so much, and it takes, instead of a year, it takes 2 years to do something, 3 years, and it should be reformed big time. Unfortunately, right now I'm not very optimistic about that. But Greg, come to your next.
Well, let me just tell you,
Topic.
there is right now. There's Jenya in the chat. Here is my like and thanks to all of you guys. Jenya working like a madman right now. K Bell coming back at you there, Jenya. Good to see you and thanks. That's a cool statement, Haji. Looking forward to seeing the Made in Ukraine stamp. Yes, agreed. I will tell you, regardless of the bureaucracy. And I know the bureaucracy. We deal with it right now, dealing with armored vehicles. Okay, it gets so frustrating. But right now, take the bureaucracy out of it. Ukraine needs these narratives
Of course.
because you're getting blasted. And I'm going to show a couple of things from some Americans, from Schultz.
Yeah.
It's so we need anything positive we can have to counteract that.
Yeah,
So,
right now we're losing the informational warfare on, unfortunately.
no question.
In 2022, we
No
were
question.
winning. This year, we're completely losing it.
All right, guys. Today, where we're at, we've been under air alarm a lot. I mean, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And typically when it's happening in that pattern where we're at, the shaheeds are in the air floating around. That's just what happens. If you look at this picture right here, maybe you're out there tonight and you've just seen graphics and you've seen, I've shown them before where you actually show the size of a shaheed and what the armament of it and how it's propelled and how fast it can go and what the sound of it is. But guys, that is a shaheed with a human being standing beside it. So when you think about these drones flying around, and guys, I mean, it was probably 2 or 3 days ago in Khmelnytsky. There was one drone flying around for hours and hours and hours.
And they could not hit it down.
No. Air alarm on, air alarm off, air alarm on, air alarm off. But this is what's flying around, guys. These pack a punch. And I know we're always thinking about the cruise missiles and the hypersonics, and we're thinking about S-300s and S-400s and artillery. But guys, these shaheeds are no joke. And you have to pay attention to them. So today, this is what we're dealing with. We're in air alarm. So for me, when this is happening, and you'll see where I'm at, you're going to see an armored vehicle behind me. I'm actually listening for shaheeds at that point. I'm not listening for a missile coming, because if a missile's coming, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Nothing
But
you
I
can
can
do.
listen for a shaheed. So that's actually what I listen for. But check this out.
All right, guys, for the live stream tonight, we're here making some final preparations here on one of the armored vehicles behind me. And I just want you to hear that. It just non-stop. I think Jenya made a video one time about air alarms. In fact, I remember it very well. It was nonstop. And then people started talking about hashtag nonstop. Well, today, it's been air alarms nonstop. If you guys paid attention right there, I caught myself. You may not have caught it. I caught myself. Now let me explain it to you. I said, I remember when Zhenya made the nonstop video, and I was getting ready to tell you exactly where it was. And I said, no, because we're going to be in that location. I said, so I said, and it was, yeah, he was saying nonstop. So that's what is happening right there.
What's the thing with the nonstop?
So there was, it was about a year ago, and Zhenya was in a certain location. And the air alarms and air attacks it was like 24 hours or 30 hours nonstop. It was about a year ago. And Zhenya was sending me video, and I was streaming from home in the States. He was sending me video. And we kind of made something out of it, but it was like hashtag nonstop, because for like 30 hours where he was at, 24-30, it was literally nonstop air alarm. And at that time, it was, now you'll hit the air alarm, and then they'll hit it once or twice when it goes off. That way if you're not running the app where you can see. But at that time, it was just like nonstop. It was every 30 minutes, whatever. And Zhenya would message me. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And it ended up being for over a day. It was one of those crazy days. Now, talking about Kursk, I want to give you guys this information. So, Ukraine made an incursion. They attacked the Kursk region. That is in the blue. Over the last 48, 72 hours, we've been hearing about the Russian counteroffensive, which is true. So I want to explain this map to you really quickly and just technically. But
In the blue is Russian territory by geography. The black line is the Ukrainian-Russian border. I have the arrow to Sumy. Sumy is right below that arrow. That's the region we're talking about. Zhenya and I, we work all of those regions, all of that. We know that area like the back of our hands. The blue is what Ukraine is holding right now. The blue arrows at the top is Ukraine's little push to the north right now. The red is Russia's counteroffensive, where they have taken back some villages. That's where we're at right now, except over the last few hours, Ukraine has started to advance across the border again in 2 locations. Guys, their goal is, and I was reading Russian media about this right before the stream, because this stuff is just happening now. Ukraine is coming across where the green circles are. So the bottom line is, this is very positive for Ukraine, because the analysts are saying that, and good analysts, okay, guys, I trust and follow, not good analysts, Ukrainian analysts.
Is it Johnny?
No, it's not. No, I don't do that. I love Johnny. Johnny is a phenomenal analyst, but this is Ukrainian analyst because this is breaking right now. It's looking like Ukraine wants to push up, turn right, and try to encircle 8,000 Russian soldiers right there. The red arrows, there is a group of about 8,000.
You know, this time, unfortunately, I think it's not that easy because a surprise is gone, a surprise moment. Russians pulled up, as Zelensky said 3 days ago, they pulled up 100,000 men there. I don't think he's right in that. It sounds like exaggerating it, but I think at least 50,000
You're
men.
very pro-Zelensky, I see.
Am I?
I don't know.
I am not.
I know you're
anymore.
Not. Anymore. That's for another
I was.
stream. But
That's for later today.
that's for later tonight. But Rick, we shall see.
I really hope
We shall
that
see.
they will, but I'm not I'm more realistic. Lately.
Let me tell you something about the terrain there, though. Because I know the
The
terrain
river. I know that the bridges have been
The river,
cut up.
But where Ukraine has come across, there's a little hilly section and there's some trees, but then they get up on flat land and they will have access to pound the backside of the Russians here. Over here, where Ukraine is foresty and the top side of the forest. So they're coming through these villages and there's much more ravines. Ukraine where they're trying on the green circles there, it's like on a plateau area. So we shall see.
Yes,
we shall see.
But that red zone, I actually have some inside information.
I know you do.
And
You
I'm
have a
not
friend
gonna
there.
say anything.
No.
But I know a bit more from warriors.
From you have a friend.
Yes, from a friend who is actually engaged in the battles there. So
Well, I will tell you. You know what the best thing to say is? We shall see.
we shall see. Yeah,
Ukraine is holding territory. Russia has done a counteroffensive. Ukraine is trying and is successfully already pushing across the border into other places. For sure, it's going to change one way or the other.
Yeah,
We'll see.
but you know what? I want to mention one more thing.
Please do.
Very important thing that you guys gotta remember every time, that every information about Ukrainian offense here and there or wherever, it could be an information from the Russian side. And that attack may not ever happen. Russians are just making up those attacks to demoralize everyone, to show that they've cut the next
But I will.
attack. You know?
I understand that, but I'm telling you right now, Ukrainians across the border in those two circles. I trust my source.
You know, I know that they are there for like a few weeks now, but unfortunately, it's not engaging that much.
Listen, are you Ukrainian?
I am.
Buddy, you got to get your head up. I want to encourage you. Okay? I know the war is heavy. I know it sucks.
Yeah.
I know your government is a disaster. Let's
is-
just talk straight.
Yeah,
We're
this
going to talk
is-
straight?
I-
Your government is a disaster.
Man, you gotta listen to my Wednesday rant streams.
I listen to your
where I
Wednesday rant streams,
roast
but you need to
them
listen to me.
constantly. Yes.
You have to keep your head up. Because if you get your head down, you're going to take a lot of people down with you.
Yeah.
You keep your head up. You stay encouraged. Is Kyiv a disaster? Kyiv's a disaster. But guess what? Washington, D.C. is a disaster.
I know.
Berlin's a disaster. London is a disaster. This is Paris is a disaster, but this is what the Kremlin has been fabricating and working on for 50 years.
Yeah.
It started in the mid 50s. So what is that? 70 years, bro.
Yeah. Man.
They've been
I know.
working on this, and now the plans are unfolding. So the world has to come together, and we're going to talk about that some more. But from me to you, I know it sucks. Keep your head up.
I am trying, and you know, the proof that I keep my head up still is that I'm not putting my hands down.
That's
I
correct.
keep fighting. I keep raising funds for the army because I know that this is the only way. Whatever happens to me in the future, to our country, you know, guys, because we have a lot of mess ups in our military too. But we, as a society, as a civil society, we are pressing our government to make some changes. And under that influence of the, how do you call it, like the voice of the people, they really do. It's the same with Free Azov guys. When they exchanged first 100 and, how many was it? 15 conscript soldiers, Russian conscript soldiers, they did not get back even a single Azov soldier. And here society started boiling. Like, what the...
Not on my stream.
beep?
Yes, thank you.
You know?
On your stream, in a little bit, you can use that word.
Yes. You're going to be, you know, he's a beep. You know, like, that S-bombs are not allowed on my streams. F-bombs are not allowed here. But guys, we, like, our society started boiling and really being angry on our government and that negotiation group that they did not get any Azov soldier back. And in this 2 exchanges, they got them back. So I am hopeful.
Listen.
Man, I am.
Everybody listen.
They would not be able to.
Sure they can hear. Listen. They can hear. So another air alarm. So the bottom line is, Rick, Ukraine is in a quandary. A quandary meaning a mess.
A mess.
Okay?
Yes.
But so is the rest of the world. And the only way we get out of it is we all continue to stand for what's right,
Yes.
call for truth. And you're right. You are leading by example. And I will tell you one thing. Where we take you on all these front lines and you meet soldiers, and I know you know your own group of soldiers as well, you understand they're the best. They're the best. And they need to be supported. And they need to be cared for.
Yeah.
And they will do their job. So the bottom line is,
May I say it? The bottom line. Not about the incursions and stuff, but about this. I think I proved you that I am hopeful. And you say I lead by example. Yes, I do. But I lead by example because I am well, someone is leading me by example. Like Sternenko.
air defense.
Or someone else. Oh,
Boop, boop.
yeah.
Yep. So air defense is going off right now.
You
guys
interrupted me there.
I'm sorry, but that's air
Let me
defense going
finish.
off.
That was a good thought, and you killed it.
I can't help it. You
Okay,
can start
so
it again.
I'm leading by example, but I am led by example. I'm led by amazing people in Ukraine, and I actually encourage everyone to do the same, to lead by example. When other people are leading you by example, start leading them too. Act, guys. Act for Ukraine, act for Ukrainian army, and that's what all of our community members do,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
You guys are fantastic. Lead by example other people, because you are already doing this. You are making great contribution
Well, let's
for our victory.
Let's do this.
Right?
Let's do this. I think we can agree then that in general, humanity is doing the right thing. Okay?
Yeah.
But humanity can't release missile strikes. John Doe and his garage is not building long-range scalps. Okay? So humanity, we do what we can do. We've got armored vehicles we're delivering, and it's not just us guys. I was talking to Harry from Estonia last night. He's in a different region. They're rolling. We're going to be meeting up. I mean, so much aid is being delivered, and so much care and hope is being given to Ukrainians and the soldiers, but that's only because of you guys. We're the ones that are here being your hands and your feet, your eyes and your ears, but it's because of you. If not, what would we be doing? Looking at each other right now? That's what we'd be doing. But because of the good people, and that should encourage you as well. What we need is good leadership on the political level.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second. Guys, I will tell you this. While we're paying attention to Kursk, this is a problem. Pokrovsk continues to be a problem. I told you yesterday or the day before, 2 days ago, their water supply was taken out. In the red box there, let me give you this design really quickly here. This is Pokrovsk. The green line is the main highway coming from Dnipro through Pavlograd, comes through Pokrovsk. Pokrovsk is outlined in the orange circle. In the blue circle is Mirnograd. I don't understand why people don't talk about Mirnograd when they're talking about Pokrovsk. It is equally important. It's a city pre-war of 46,000 people. It's like a twin city of Pokrovsk. Like I call it Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Or,
not to that level.
or Donetsk and Makiivka.
Or Donetsk and Makiivka. There you go. His home city. Pokrovsk, 64,000 pre-war. You're over 100,000 in this metro area, plus the little villages and little small burbs that are around it. Probably all of it, you're 125, 150,000 once you add it all in. In the red box, now the 2 bridges have been destroyed. I can tell you right now that one of the bridges that have been destroyed, and they were destroyed by Russia, guys, to stop the flow through, to stop supply being able to come through. We've talked about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is the road that Zhenya and I have driven at least 50 to 75 times. We know the road like the back of our hand. We can no longer go on that road. If you go on that road, you have a great chance of being killed. FPV drones control it. Artillery controls it. And it is extremely, extremely dangerous. Now both bridges have been blown. If you guys remember back, a year ago, 9 months ago, when we had adopted the 3rd Assault Brigade, 2nd Rifle Battalion, Commander Andrew, and you guys will be seeing him again in the future. So their unit is going one of the armored vehicles. Oh, nice. We already promised that, and that's going to happen. But in that red box there, and I hope my wife is not watching anymore, but right under the bridge where they destroyed it is where we dropped the aid a year ago, 9 months ago. It was a $54,000 aid drop.
It's what that was that epic
aid drop was right there on that bridge that is now destroyed.
When was it? December,
November? I don't know, man. Time's flying. Yeah. But right there. So this is a very important area. Now I can tell you the other parts of my little drawing here, because I just want you to remember these towns. They're important to watch. The yellow lines are not just lines I'm drawing. Those are the main paved roads going from the occupied territory that Russia is pushing on right now into Mirnograd to the right and into Pokrovsk on the left. All those roads we've driven prior to this, of course, them being that close. But right now, from the red, and when I mark this and measure it, and we're remote right now, very remote, so I can't do the map real time. But when I measure it, not from the gray zone, but from Deep State's red marker, and we just take it as it is. I think it's fairly accurate. From the red marker to inside Mirnograd, into the first block of actually being in the city of Mirnograd, is 3.8 kilometers. For those of you that are on mile, my wife yells at me all the time, Greg, you keep saying kilometers. I don't know what a kilometer is. Kilometer is 0.6 of a mile. So what is 3, 18, 1.8. So guys, just a little bit over 2 miles into Mirnograd physically. So of course, FPVs and all drones and artillery. Shells, nonstop. And guys, Mirnograd, by the way, is already just destroyed. I mean, it's terrible.
Just like Pokrovsk.
Pokrovsk is worse and worse every day.
But still not completely destroyed.
No, not completely destroyed. No,
I think in a few weeks.
Mirnograd is, I can't give a number. 100 times worse than Pokrovsk. It's horrible. 98% of the buildings have destruction or been destroyed in Mirnograd. Pokrovsk, though, and we were just there, is looking that way more and more and more every day.
Yes.
It's like strategic, and I don't call it strategic to be complimentary, but sequential leveling. They just shelling, move it over, shell. And it is, if you've spent any time in Pokrovsk, like Zhenya and I have spent a lot of time in Pokrovsk, it's shocking to begin to see the beginnings again of another Avdiivka or another Bakhmut.
Yeah.
And that's what we're witnessing. So as the crow flies, 7.6 kilometers from Pokrovsk. Justin C. with another super chat here. Late message. Look at the USA. We are a disaster. You are doing great, Rick. It's okay not to be okay all the time. Don't diminish the vital role you play for Ukraine. You are the man. Keep rolling.
Thank you.
And I would say to that, you guys know what Rick gets tonight. He gets this.
Слава Україні!
There we go. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody. Now let me do this. Let me go back here. Rami Stevens, $5 super chat. Hello, community, Gary and Rick, Greg and Rick. But you know my uncle's name is Gary, but it's close enough. Thank you and stay safe, guys. Ukraine needs you. The West needs you. Peace and love. Slava Ukraini. Thank you, Rami Stevens, for that. Now, last couple of things I want to get to, and this, Rick, will set you up for your stream tonight. While I'm doing that, guys, if you missed it earlier today, the Weasel, £3. Let me get this really quick. Okay, you guys are going too fast for me. Okay. Blonde Bombsheller, $20 super chat. I want to send this through. Greg, Rick, Zhenya, Leon, Gracie, and Alex. So, Blonde Bombsheller. Incredible supporter of Ukraine.
I know.
Also
of mine.
Yes.
Too. Thank you.
Leon, Gracie, and Alex say, please stay safe. Hugs and high fives to all. To all. Alex says, please shake a soldier's hand from him. That will not be a problem. We'll be shaking a lot of them. We'll shake them directly from Alex. I will tell you this, guys. Today I was talking to Wasp on the phone, and we're really trying to get to Wasp. Wasp right now is very active in his work, at his position, but we're going to really try to get to Wasp. You guys know Wasp. Additionally, I'm not going to cover this now. I dropped a video about 3 or 4 hours ago talking about let's call the bluff in regard to not only Vladimir Putin, but also, what's his name? I've got it right here. Vasily Nebenzia, who is the bald-headed guy that's always sitting in the UN spewing the same thing that Putin says. Has a nice reflection on the top of his head from the lighting in the UN, but basically they were talking about if Biden permits the Western weapons, that it changes the war because now it's a direct war. And even Putin called it a war in that. And we're not talking about that now. I have a video about that a few hours ago. You can please go check that out. But the title of the video is very simple. Call the bluff. Call it. And let's supply Ukraine with the ability to stop this terrorism that reigns through the skies. I made a comment on that video where they were talking about Ukrainian terrorists now wanting neo-Nazi terrorists now wanting long-range missiles to be able to strike deep into Russian territory. We don't do that. We fight in a war zone. And then on the video, I reminded people that it was just a few days ago that a missile destroyed Yaroslav's family in Lviv, in his home. Okay, complete terrorism, and that nowhere near the zero line. Mm-hmm. I mean, 800
more
kilometers from the zero.
Actually, if you take from Kherson,
I'm trying to be fair. A long ways, guys. Not it's crazy. So I just let's call it. Okay, then let's go for it. And let's see if you're really serious. With that said, I want to give a couple of things here, and we'll get Rick out of here so he can be on time, and I can get to the shills, and everybody can have a great Saturday. This is in Italy. La Russia non è nostra nemica.
Basta soldi per le armi a Ucraina, Israeli, I don't know. Vogliamo is pace a rapere la guerra, Article 11 Constitution. You
That's
understand
crazy.
that?
I understand that it smells like Mussolini.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
How about in English? Russia is not our enemy.
Yeah.
No more money for weapons to Ukraine and Israel. We want peace and we reject war according to Article 11 of the Constitution. Guys, this is happening. Now, I don't want to throw Italy under the bus because we have Italians that support our efforts here in Ukraine.
And this is not an official Italian position. This is
No.
just some propaganda piece.
But dude, that billboard's everywhere.
Oh.
It's not one.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yes, that's why
Well-
I shared it tonight. It's everywhere.
You see?
Everywhere.
How,
That's just
how
Italy.
strong Russian propaganda
Okay,
is.
correct. Now, you ready for this one? How about, and I know people have talked about it, there's been videos about it, but I believe, I have a question for you
Mhm.
as we're closing out. JD Vance, the vice presidential candidate on the Trump ticket, sat down, talked about Trump's plan,
Mhm.
which is basically freeze the conflict, give away the 4 oblasts, including Crimea, create a demilitarized zone, fortify it, and let's go on with the world.
Yeah,
Okay,
nice.
yeah, that is a bunch of caca.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, my question for you, do you think this type of talk is going to continue? We're going to hear more about this or less about this?
More, of course.
Okay. So, more. And we did not pre plan this, guys. More. How about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today? And you may say, okay, well, it's just Kennedy Jr. He's a nut job. He was an independent ticket, da 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 da. Okay, guys. Robert F. Kennedy was looking at about 9% of the American vote as an independent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the number. I'm sure Professor Gertis, if he's in here, can correct me, but it's about 9%. It's substantial. We're talking millions and millions of people in the American population that are supporting. Now he has thrown his support behind Donald Trump, removing him from ballots. The video below is the video I translated for you guys on the earlier video where Putin is talking about if long-range missiles are used against Russia with American permission, it means that the United States, NATO, and the EU are at war directly against Russia. And quote, the translation is good. Okay? So Clint Russell, whoever that is, I don't know. I expect that Blinken will announce tomorrow that U.S. has given Ukraine the green light to strike deep inside Russia using Western-made Storm Shadow missiles. This would mean NATO and the U.S. are at war with Russia. Putin explains the position here. So that's the message. But here is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And this was just a few hours ago. Secretary Blinken, President Biden, stop it, all caps. Stop this reckless escalation. I say this not as a political partisan, but simply as a citizen of the world. So I showed the JD Vance. I prepared this stream knowing you would be sitting beside me. So I showed the JD Vance and I asked you, will we see more of that? You said yes.
Yep.
So this was today. So guys, keep your pressure up. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
I know Cheryl Waitley was in here earlier, and she is such a strong supporter of Ukraine with so many YouTube channels, and we just appreciate her. I think she's from the Tucson Oblast in Arizona. I think if my memory's working. Definitely from the state of Arizona. But she's always saying, write your politician, write your politician, write your politician. And I know that's from the American perspective. I'm an American, but wherever you're at in the world, whatever country you're in, exert as much pressure as you can, because honestly, I just believe we're going to continue to see more of this.
Yeah.
I talked, let me get this real quick, Rick. $4.99 quid from Paul Gilbert. Thanks, Greg and Rick. Let's go Slava Ukraini. I will tell you this. Up until the election in America, it's going to continue. The rhetoric is going to continue and continue and continue. I made reference back for the 1,000th time, and I know people probably in my community are tired of hearing about it, but Peter Pavel is turning out to be Nostradamus.
And he was very clear 18, 20 months ago. I played the video of him speaking. It's on a video somewhere where he said, Ukraine, we have until November 2024, because at that time, these elections that will happen, at that point, he had no idea that Biden would drop out and it would be Kamala Harris. I'm sure he thought most likely the Republican candidate would be Trump. I mean, it was logical. There was others, but it ended up being Donald Trump, supposed to be Trump and Harris. So for sure, he had no idea at that time. But he did say, it will be chaos. It will be a time where the world is in a major transition. It'll be led by the politics in America and the presidential election. We need to take care of this war right now, because when we push into the fall of 2024, it's going to be madness. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. And Peter Pavel, by the way, guys, is the president of Czech Republic, and he is also a former NATO general. So not only does he have political experience as the president, he also has military experience. And by the way, he's a very good-looking man.
You know, man, I have so many comments on your statements, but we don't have much time left. It's been, so I will reply to these on my stream, which is starting in 9 minutes. Greg is going to join in about 1 hour
Yes,
and
I
10
am.
minutes, right?
Lisa Van Valen, plus he said Ukraine won't join NATO, is what Vance said
Exactly.
too. That is correct. That's correct.
Yeah, should we head to the end?
We can head to the end. Let me grab this really quickly. Once again, I just want to thank everybody for your support. Pether Olson earlier, dunk on you. As always, dunk on you's a stud moderator. Plus, he's a Michael Jordan fan. You're a Michael Jordan fan, right? All right, Justin
No.
C., multiple. Blonde Bombsheller gifting the memberships. Dunk on you gifting memberships. Stephen Bendal, I missed this one. Hi, Greg and Rick. Thanks for the work you're doing. Slava Ukraini. Thank you, Stephen. Blonde
Right on,
Bombsheller.
Tom.
Greg, Rick, and Jania, love from the Cape May crew. Rimy Stevens, welcome to crew member. Thank you for that. The Weasel, £3. I got Blonde Bombsheller's super chat there with the hugs from the family and the high fives and the shake to the soldiers from Alex. XAJ Killers member for 4 months, crew member. Justin C., we got you. No, late message. No, we did get that one where you're supporting Rick. Thank you for that. Rimy Stevens, we got you. Jenny, £5. Another payment for saving on my electricity. God bless both. Keep your Pekka up, Greg. Thank you, Jenny. We
Thank you.
appreciate that so much, and kudos to you for supporting Ukraine. So now we have not only non-smoking campaigns from Petra, we have electricity saving from
campaign.
Jenny. Could you imagine if world leaders would think this way? Paul Gilbert, we got you. Tracy Ocean Fire gifted 10 memberships. Thank you for you. Justin C. with the 199. Hit the like button. Guys, thank you for doing that, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the support you give to Greg's initiative, to my initiatives. And we just gotta roll together stubbornly and resiliently to our victory. I have no doubt in that. It will come.
Yes, it will.
Despite all the ugly news about J.D. Vance and Robert Kennedy Jr. and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Despite all of that, the day will come and we will celebrate the victory. I'm not giving up.
We never give up, buddy. We just need to be aware. Guys, I like to just tell the truth straight, because I'm just a believer that if you want to defeat your enemy, you better know what they are thinking. You better know what they're crafting. You better know their strategies. You need to understand their ways of doing business. So when I take time to put this stuff together and maybe translate what Putin said, it's not because it's a support. It's the furthest thing from that. It's education.
Yeah.
Because 99.99% of you watching do not understand Russian. So why are you going to trust somebody to tell you what they said? So there are certain things I like to translate so you understand it. And then the same way from whether it's I'm an American, so I can talk about my own country. J.D. Vance, I can talk about Kennedy Jr. I will be voting in November election. So I can say, this is lunacy. And you talk very clearly about your own government. And this is what we do. This is how we bring change. So guys, continue to do all of that. This is awesome. And guys, you're going to see some armored vehicles delivered this week.
Oh, more than that, I made a video driving the Snatch. I'm premiering it tomorrow.
Okay, listen. I'm just
No, on my stream, Greg.
Okay,
I really
no.
gotta run.
Listen.
Let's continue it there. Okay,
okay, but no. Listen, I'm sorry. He'll be 1 minute late, but it's my fault. This guy last night drove 800 kilometers, and I want to give him kudos. There was one time in the middle of the night where his vehicle was swerving. I zoom past him. I go the lights really crazy because I'm an insomniac and Dr. Energy. Professor Gertis is Dr. Synergy. And I could just go nonstop.
Yeah.
And I was worried about him. So we stopped, get him over to the gas station, pull him out, say, "What are you doing? You're swerving. You're going off the road.
We need to keep to the schedule.
Keep the speed going, man. Stay on the street. What are you doing?" He looked at me this way. He said, "I'm making a video." I said, "Dude, you're making a video? Are you driving?" His microphone was here and camera. So anyway, hey, we're having a good time, and we can. And thank you. Couldn't do it without you. So head to Rick's stream. Once again, big shout out for that.
Yeah, Greg's
And
going to be there in...
I'll be there in
I
just a
really
little
hope
bit.
in an hour.
I will be there. I'm going to go say hello to Edward, and then I will get shills. I will be there, and then. But listen, guys, make sure link is in my description. Support Rick, the Ukrainian. The guy is amazing, the most transparent Ukrainian I know. And when he's supporting something, it all goes there, just like we do. So support this Ukrainian. He is not a Ukrainian on the other side of the globe talking about Ukraine. Okay? And listen, he's inside the country. And that, to me, speaks volumes as well. And I know people have had to leave and do different things. And nobody I respect more than Operator Starsky. That man's a veteran. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? In fact, I'm going to be with him in just a minute. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about Rick is here. And he supports Ukraine. So make sure you get on to his channel. And let's finish his NAFO Trump campaign as well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
guys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Go to
Thank
your
you,
stream.
Greg. I
Go to
gotta
your
run.
stream.
You need to finish it before I go, okay?
All right, well, I will let you finish it. Rick is going to be learning how to use the software I use. And here's your first lesson.
Where's the red button?
Are you ready? Have a good night, guys. Slava Ukraini.
Heroям слава. Good night.
Hit P.
Just
Hit
Live long and prosper.
Слава Україні!